So here we are again. Back when I was still making my uh, sort of spore of reviews for Atreus IDN62's Atreus the Leader of the Spartans Season 2, I came up with something you can say is another peculiar thing about Stick War. And as I've been in Wattpad and reading Stick War fanfiction out there for a while, this furthermore proves my point. And well, a lot of people have already made this point. So we are not talking about Stick War 3 anymore. We are talking about its big brother, Stick War 2. And while I was still making my Stick War 3 order campaign review, it's already out there. Although it's not the finest quality you can find, but it's something. So, what is the thing I've realized about these two? Well, if anything, what's so drastically different about these two? Because there is something fundamentally different, and something that Stick War 2 did fundamentally right in its storytelling, and Stick War 3 got wrong. Allow me to illuminate. So I'm sure we can agree already that Stick War 2, simply by its art style and art design, it's very different from anything the series has seen. It's a lot more realistic and a lot more medieval-like. Even the game itself is way edgier and more serious. The finishing animations being a perfect example, compared to Stick War 2's more fantastic and more colorful art design. I like them both, don't prove me wrong. Kinda reminds me of Professor Layton, the original trilogy versus the prequel trilogy. But that's its own discussion. So, I mentioned already about the storytelling of these games, and that Stick War 2 got right and Stick War 3 got wrong. Let's explore this a little bit. So, I'm sure we can all agree on that it's the story of Stick War 3 and Stick War 2. They are told with very similar patterns. Like, there isn't that much cinematics to tell us. It's all about level descriptions and what else you can come up with. Of course, don't prove me wrong, there is some cinematics and those cutscenes, but they are very sparsely spread. And they're not, well, how can you put them? How you would wish to put them? They are fine on their own, and okay, it's really hard to explain without any sort of context. So, if these two games are told with the same philosophy and similar style, what is it that went wrong with Stick War 3 story? So, let's explore what Stick War 2 got right. The first thing that comes in mind is that the stories, of course, it's a completely different story, but along the way, it's just in its structure, it's drastically different. So in Stick War 2, there isn't any sort of special characters, aside from Medusa and the Magi kill the leader of the Unity. But anything else is just faceless army, let's just say. and contrasted to Stick War 3. We got the ex-generals, the Order Empire's generals, Marokai, Zarek and Zilaros, and just to name a few. And so, there is already a big difference. Stick War 2's story is completely plot-driven, while Stick War 3 is character and plot-driven. And now, we can focus purely on Stick War 2 for a while. So, I guess we all know the story at this point. If you don't, spoiler alerts. So, the nation of Order is once again filled with rebellions, and those rebels have united into this group. They simply call themselves Unity. And so, the Order nation retakes everything the Unity has taken away from them, and of course reclaims the entirety of South Inamorta and destroys all the Unity rebels. Okay, not every single one. They even make a small appearance on Stick War 3, but that's bad. Let's just say it was really bad, just pure fan service level. So I wish I can't count it, but it was still there. And also, there's still a certain tensions even after the Rebels United level, where we are told that we have now won the Unity. Of course, we turn them on our side by force, so they don't really want to be on our side until we get into the border of the Chaos Empire. And the first time we meet up with Queen Medusa, the main villain of the game. It's not clear, was Medusa somehow behind this Unity rebellion? Probably there was something, because again, if rebels would take over all of South Inamorta, sure, they wouldn't be as stable as the Order would be as ruling it. And also, there's a big war again. So, all men are distressed, tired, and just torn by battles. So it would be a very easy piece of cake for the Chaos Empire to eat. So whether Medusa has something to do with this rebellion or not, it's not clear. And so, as we enslave one giant of the Chaos Empire, we get into all-out war with them, which of course we won. And so, the reign of Chaos Empire is over. And so, the Order Empire has everything under its control, the entirety of Inamorta. And also, one of the best scenes in the whole franchise is to see the Unity finally realize that if we just fight against each other, we have no chance against this new threat, the Chaos Empire. And, well, Stick War 2's intro explains that the nation called Order has brought nothing but chaos to our people. Alright. And so when they are reclaimed, when the Order reclaims them, or at least reclaims their land, is there something we've missed that they managed to finally brought the Order back under the Order Empire's rule? Don't know, probably. It's all I can come up with. And so they decide that no more chaos, we just have to stay united with our big boy, the Order Empire. And that was the story of Stick War 2. We have level descriptions and name one cinematic to explain the whole story for us. And we still can get pretty much all that is going on. Of course, the story, it's not even that complicated yet. And that's its biggest strength, because when the story is simple, it's not very hard to get behind, and it's told us in a way that is still subtle enough that it doesn't make itself a too big of a deal, but still, if you just spend the time to analyze and research it, you can find out what's going on. And so, as we get to Stick War 3, what let us down? Characters. So, as I have already stated, the both game stories are told with the same philosophy. Level descriptions plus some cinematics here and there. Not that too big of a deal. So, what the characters did exactly wrong? It's not purely on their existence that the story failed. It's that... It's that when you try to tell a character-driven story, you need more time to flesh them out and focus on their struggles, focus what's going on in their head, or just... I'm still gonna say King Zarek has sort of an arc in the campaign, even though it's really easy to argue against. But I still say King Zarek does indeed have an arc. And just about simply that Zilor's taking over arc, well, it did actually a pretty solid job at conveying it us without telling too much to us. It's not too in your face, because we are shown it all happen, not told, which is a number one of writing rule. Just, if you have been researching how to write a good story for 5 minutes, you can already know that show don't tell is one of the most important tips you can get. So, you can say that Stick War 3 is too subtle of a game if people don't get what's behind it. But then again, none of it is... it's not really explained to us. It's not shown, it's not told. We have nothing to even get what's going on. And that is where the story failed. Stick War 2's formula of storytelling, it completely crumbles when it's supposed to tell a story with character arcs and just character focus there. You need time to flesh out the characters, set them up as who they are, what they're doing, and what's going on with them. And secondly, if you're going to write a character arc, which the campaign does indeed write, you need time to flesh that out also. I mean, you also need time to flesh that out, which Stick War 2's formula really does not allow. So, as much as I hate to say this, but it's just the truth. Stick War 2's story was a success because it was simple and it was not too in your face. But when you convey that into a lot more complicated story, with a lot more going on even, it completely crumbles. So, I wouldn't say yet that Stick War 2 was the reason why Stick War 3, at least story-wise, failed. Because you can be sure there's a lot more than just that. But the good reception of the game certainly had an effect. You can't deny it. Or if you can deny, just prove me wrong in the comments. But I believe I have now said all I want to say. So have a good day and have a nice weekend. Bye bye.